Woke Hollywood elites in particular are once again extremely angry at Mel Gibson, and this is not a surprise considering the fact that they are not only angry at him, but terrified because of the things that he has said in recent memory, where he is going to completely disrupt Hollywood in a major way. This is something that he has hinted at recently, and something that is going to be something that we have to keep an eye on, as Mel Gibson has hinted in the past at some of the disgusting things that are happening in Hollywood. And today they are extremely angry at Mel Gibson because he is now part of the Keanu Reeves universe of John Wick, which is absolutely hilarious because Mel Gibson and Keanu Reeves have both taken some criticisms of Hollywood recently, and that is something that they absolutely despise. So we have to talk about this because Mel Gibson is currently in this new show, The Continental, which is part of the John Wick universe, and this is something that they absolutely hate. So the Continental director defends casting of Mel Gibson in John Wick spinoff, and this is something that the director said recently about Mel Gibson and him being in this show, and they are extremely angry, even going so far as to try to create fake controversy around Mel Gibson, which is not a surprise at all. He plays one word in particular that's really touchy. Mel Gibson is going to say something controversial in The Continental, and probably not the wisest idea based on history. And they continue to pretend that the things that Mel Gibson has said in the past is something that has completely scarred his character in Hollywood. But at the end of the day, we know exactly why they're actually upset with Mel Gibson. And that is because he does not toe the line in Hollywood. He does not push the agendas that they want him to push. And he is, in fact, someone who is going out of his way to even expose some of the things in Hollywood. And that is something that they absolutely hate. So let's get into this and see what the director of the Continental show has to say about Mel Gibson, because this is absolutely incredible to see that there's at least someone who is willing to defend Mel Gibson with all the insanity that is going on, and something that they absolutely despise. So this is what he had to say. While we all are familiar with how from Lethal Weapon and from all those other movies is those zingers that he has, those aren't in the script. That's Mel. He starts playing with words. In episode 3, he plays one word in particular that's really touchy. If you read into it and you see what he's playing with, they're very sensitive issues. I expressed to him, you have to go there because we're poking fun at this type of character who's very ignorant about where people are from, the crazy uncle we all know. Now, Mel Gibson plays the antagonist of the Continental show, but that isn't good enough because they want him to be completely erased from Hollywood completely. So Gibson has been a polarizing Hollywood figure for decades, with a plethora of off-camera controversies, including expressing anti-Semitic viewpoints and verbally abusing his ex-girlfriend in an infamous recording. While Hughes somewhat acknowledged Gibson's shady past, he separated the professional from the personal side and hailed the actor for being a positive presence on set, which made the interviewers of this interview very uncomfortable with the fact that he was defending Mel Gibson. They probably wanted him to go against Mel Gibson, but he refused to do that. There's a separation of what I know about his career behind the camera, what I know about his career in front of the camera, and what we needed for the role. What I've heard for the last 40 years about how he is on set, whatever you may think or say about him, he is a pro who is very egalitarian on the set. He treats people with respect. He talks to PAs. He talks to extras. And that is something that kind of separates him from the majority of people that are in Hollywood. So it's interesting to see that they are continuing to do everything they can to destroy Mel Gibson because they absolutely hate this man and they want him to be silenced. They want him to be completely shut down in Hollywood because they are afraid of what he has, the dirt that he has on Hollywood. And they know that he is a wild card, that Mel Gibson could release all of this at any time. And that is something that they do not want to happen.